And here we go. We are live.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Welcome back to Archetype Aperture. I am Jim, and today, somebody that's been in the chat, in every one of these lives that I've done, is now in studio.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to welcome Mr. Kris Baldwin, a.k.a. 2X Visions,
Yes, sir.
2X World,
All of that. 2X everything.
2X everything. So, how did you come up with 2X, man? Real quick. I'm going to
Funny
jump right
story.
in. Huh?
So, when I was playing basketball in 7th grade, right?
Yeah.
I had a number 2. Yeah, 7th grade. I had number 2. And I was like, I just want to come up with something that's like a meaning for the number.
Yeah.
So, the 2X stands for like the future moment or the future and the present moment. Because, like, I don't really live in the past. I live in the future. And I, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the moment and I do my stuff for the future. So,
Yeah, yeah. So you're like future planning already.
yeah.
I like that.
It's like a testament to like how I think.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. Shouldn't have had that coffee. It always does it to me. You're in high school.
Yes.
It's like this young man, I'm going to tell you, like, I've been watching, you know, and this is going to sound real creepy, but, you know, his dad's here, so, like, everything's chill. But, like, I've been watching, you know, on Instagram, all the stuff that you do. I've been watching it at Collab, you know. I observe.
Yeah.
And I watch, and I'm like, I can tell when somebody's got that thing, you know, that grit, you know, that whatever it is, that I don't even know what a good word is, but there's something inside people when they have it, it shows, and you definitely got it. You're there at every event. You're always. Every time I see you on Instagram, you're shooting something. You're at a football game.
Yep.
You're with a model. You're doing something. So kudos to you for that, man. Because there's not a lot of guys that are, or girls that are your age that are thinking that far ahead. I know I sure as heck wasn't.
Yeah.
Not at all. So
I appreciate that.
yeah,
though,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're just gonna have a little conversation, a little calm conversation. Don't get, you know, you don't got to get nervous or none of that stuff. Just relax. Like I said, Kris is a young guy, and you're out of Jacksonville. Were you guys originally from Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Yeah, born and raised?
Yep.
Local? Hey-yo. I grew up in Mandarin.
Yep. I was we grew up like on a different part, but like we're on the south now, so you know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah, just keep that thing close, man.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right,
You know how to
it's
do
too
it.
loud.
When you get too comfortable, it's like, hey,
It's like, ooh.
yeah, but so everybody can hear you.
Gotcha.
I won't. I was going to ask where you go to school, but I'm not going to put that out there unless you want to shout them out. But I mean, you know, you never know who.
We could definitely do that.
Okay.
I currently attend Wolfson.
Okay, my sisters
but,
went to Wilson.
I do a lot of work at Atlantic Coast.
Okay,
So,
so that's where you work. That's where you're working out at, like with your camera and everything.
Yeah. So like we got like a whole media team. Yeah, so,
Really?
So if you go on Instagram, it's at Stingray Football. We just went crazy yesterday with their first game. We had
I've
like
seen that.
mid-game post. Like
I was
one of
wondering
the
what
posts-
Stingray was.
Yeah, so like that's the name of their high school. So it's like Atlantic Coast Stingrays. But
I got you.
Yeah, we got some wonderful people over there. My guy AJ.
Yeah.
Bro, like crazy.
Shout him
work.
out.
Like, dog. Bro. Like he'll be showing me stuff and I'm just like,
Is he a photographer too?
he does video.
Video.
He's like a Sony shooter. Like,
Oh, okay.
he's amazing.
Of course. If
We
he's on a
got-
Sony, it's got to be video,
Yeah. Soon to be me.
right?
But,
you,
yeah, we
you,
got,
you're moving to Sony?
I'm going to stay with Canon to take pictures, but like for video, I'm going to get a ZVE one.
Okay.
And then, work out from there.
Yeah, there's this unspoken. We were kind of having a conversation at Collab the other day. And it was like there's this weird unspoken thing where everybody's like, "Not Sony, Canon,
Yeah, it's a little war back and
potatoes."
forth.
Yeah, it's silly, man. It don't need to be that way.
At all.
I mean, it don't matter, you know, what you're shooting with, as long as you know what you're doing.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you probably some questions like we talked about the other day.
Yeah.
We were wasting all our good conversation.
Facts.
But
We was chatting.
But these guys don't know that.
Yeah, they don't.
You know, they don't know. So we're just going to regurgitate some of that stuff. But, like,
For sure.
I had asked you if you were, like, wanting to get into sports photography or what type of photography are you looking to get into?
Really, whatever I can get my hands into for real, because I feel like as creatives, like, we shouldn't box ourselves.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
like, if I say I'm just a sports photographer, I cut off clients that want weddings, birthday parties, all that type of stuff. So I feel like if I can sharpen my skills
Right.
to do everything, I can do everything. Now, I won't always promote that I'm doing sports or weddings or birthdays, but whatever's in season, I
Yeah.
feel like that's what I'm good at.
But what do you want to shoot?
Everything.
What's your passion?
Everything.
Really?
I just like making people happy.
You just like making content.
That too. Like
Yeah.
it's something about like when I show a client a photo and they love it, it's just like
Feels good, don't it?
Yeah.
It's like a little serotonin boost. It's
Facts.
like getting 300 likes on a post.
yes. It's exactly.
I wouldn't know
like
what that feels like.
Nah, it's a different feeling though, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's why I'm so passionate with it, because it's not just like I like the work part of it.
Right.
So
Absolutely. What are your goals for after school, man?
really, like I just want to go to a big college like Georgia, Clemson, LSU, so I can have my work seen by like hundreds of thousands, and then like network from there to go like work in the NFL or something like that. Just
Okay.
somewhere that's like popular, so like my work can be seen.
Yeah. So you've already kind of scouted a few colleges.
Yeah.
I know you got some in mind.
Yeah.
What made you get into photography, man? What was it? What drew you into the old?
So really, it was like when I got to middle school, I had this wonderful teacher, Miss Terry. She
Yeah.
was my journalism teacher, and she like introduced us to like writing and reporting and stuff. And I was like, that's really cool. So she was like, y'all can have extra credit if y'all come to the volleyball game and take pictures. So I was like, extra credit, like say less.
Yeah.
So I came, and she had like 3 cameras. It was like a Canon, a Nikon, and it was, I don't know, but I shot, and I was like, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So like I did that 6th and 7th grade, and then 8th grade we had a different teacher, L, but it was not the same at all.
Oh.
Yeah, COVID came, and she was like, I gotta go.
Oh, she quit.
Yeah, nah, she didn't quit. She just went to like she had a better position,
Oh, okay.
opportunity, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna go there. So
That's
that happened.
understandable.
Yeah, of course. But 8th grade happened, then I go through my 9th grade year. Like I'm not really doing any type of photography. Then track season hits, and I get a camera, and I was like, okay, let me try to do something. So like my friends was like, come out to the track meet.
Yeah.
So I went to the track meet. It was like, oh yeah, you should go like do yearbook. So I was like, I did yearbook in middle school. I tried out again. That didn't go so well, but like the photography thing kind of like boosted me up there.
Sure.
And to make a long story short, I linked up with the football team. Their coaches are like very, very supportive. Like my guy Reek, he's like one of my mentors. Like he put a plan together in his mind or something. It was like, I
Yeah.
bet like this young kid likes what he's doing. He's a hard worker. I'm gonna like take him to where he needs to go. And like he coaches at Atlantic Coast now, so every move like is just like calculated. Like
Yeah.
we got a big group chat. We're like, all right, we're gonna do this, and this.
Oh, okay. So y'all have a plan before you go in
Facts, and we just plan everything out, and it's
and
dope.
just roll.
Yeah.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, so I actually play basketball right now. I
Okay.
have practice on Monday.
Oh boy. Well,
Yeah.
you got tomorrow to recuperate. We're not going to keep you too late. Not unless these guys start asking a bunch of questions.
The improv came in.
Improv, what's
Will.
up?
Yeah, they
what's
say
up, my
young
boy?"
legend.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Right? You next. That's how I do it. It's like a 6 degrees thing. Like just start snatching them in.
Yo.
Get on in here.
That's right. That's how we do it.
Indeed,
That's
indeed.
how we do it. So, talk to me a little bit about your style.
As far as like my photography.
Yeah. Like, everybody's got a look.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Well, let's go before we do that. How long have you been shooting?
So I've been shooting officially for about like 2.5 years now.
Okay.
I say, and really like my styles came from just seeing people like Aaron Berkshire,
Okay.
like professional guys, because like I like to set my standards high. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like if I set my standards high, I eventually can be at that standard. So
Right.
really just anything that looks professional. Like I don't really like half-ass kind of work. So
No,
it's
no.
like, if it doesn't look good, I'm not really gonna post it. But I don't know. Like I feel like I wouldn't say I have a certain style because
Yeah.
I can switch it up. Like I have like real clean cut type photos. I can go like a grunge vintage kind of look.
Yeah.
So it really depends.
Yeah, it depends on what the situation calls for it. So you don't, I've often, I'm like you, like I fight against the system. I've always heard from other mentors and other people
Yeah.
that you have to niche down. You got to pick. You're either a newborn photographer, you're a swimsuit photographer, you're a landscape photographer, which there's really no money in unless you can sell prints. I mean,
Right.
which is what I used to do. I mean, I love landscape photography. When I need to clear my head, I'll go out on maybe like tomorrow morning I'll go for a sunrise shoot.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. You're
Right.
by yourself, you just kind of zen.
Yeah, you just relax kind of.
Basically, yeah, but I mean, like I know that I have a look that I've developed that I like over the years that I've been shooting.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, what is it? What kind of look do you go for when you're like shooting?
I just like something that's like, well, okay. I was actually talking to my sister about this.
Okay, good.
So I feel like I shoot kind of warm. Like I don't really like
You know,
cold.
okay.
Like in terms of temperature and like
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
editing. Like a lot of my pictures, I have to tell myself like, all right, this is too orange. Like when I'm color grading, I'm like, okay, I have to make the highlights a little bit more cool.
Maybe you should be a Sony shooter because they all them photos that come out of a Sony camera all look. They got this like their oranges are really
it's like,
brilliant.
I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
like their textures and stuff, it's just amazing.
Yeah, but you can achieve that look.
Facts.
On a camera. I mean, I don't know if you saw that picture of Zaire that I posted.
Yeah, I did it.
I right in Lightroom, man, and you just change the
Yep.
the hue slider a little bit.
Yep.
Boom, done.
Bro,
But-
I'm like so like particular with the way I edit. Like, so I go on my phone actually. Like I edit
Okay.
everything on my phone. Like
Really?
mobile. Yeah.
Oh.
And I'll sit there and I'll make like hella presets. So like I
Okay.
have
You
like
make your
collab
own.
presets that I use
Right,
every time.
right.
So I'm like, all right, boom. And I'll go and I'll like mess with every detail like in there.
So
Like,
when
it's crazy.
you now you got all these presets, are you doing that on purpose? So you thinking in the future you'll
Yeah.
start selling like preset packs?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Could be a thing, man.
It could, but I don't know. I'm like, I gatekeep everything, like for real. So it's
Okay,
like-
that's something we can get into. You know, everybody that I've had on this here show, man, is totally against gatekeeping. And here you said talking about you gatekeep.
Well, okay, I'll put it like this: like in terms of like anything that you can learn,
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm an open book. But as far as things that make me different, like my style and certain things,
Right.
I'm more closed with it because like I feel like that's what makes me me. And it's like
Gotcha.
I get if certain people like what I do, but what are you like? Like if you're gonna copy my style, that's one thing. But if you're gonna just do what I do, then that's like kind of redundant.
That's true. I can feel that you would feel that way, but
Yeah.
you know, like there's a lot of people. I don't know if you have any role models on YouTube or what
Many.
have you. You know, I know you can't see it, but the I Shoot Raw, the Fro.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of his stuff, and he started selling presets. He used to say all the time, "Man, I'm never selling presets. I hate presets." Then he started selling them, and the thing about it is, like, I was always apprehensive about using presets,
Right.
like from someone else, because I make my own too.
Right.
But I was like, well, I've got these presets that I made.
Yeah.
You know, if I get to a point where I can sell them, I'll sell them because I think it's a good tool for people to use. It's like a good starting space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bought some of his presets, some of Peter McKinnon's presets.
I love Peter McKinnon.
Some other presets, you know what I mean, from other
Yeah.
photographers. And I just keep them on there, and if I feel like it, I'll hit a preset, and then I'll
Yeah.
go, okay, now I can start. This is a better starting spot.
And I like that. I feel like that's what, like, when I do use presets, it's like I don't just use the preset and leave it. Like,
Right,
I go,
right.
all right, I'm going to start here, and it's going to look completely different when I'm done.
Right. But it's a good place to start, and that's what. But as far as like you,
Mhm.
you're on your come up right now,
Yes.
and when you get to that up, which there is no limit,
Right.
You know, there's no ceiling to that.
None
We
at all.
both know that. But when you get to a good spot and you start looking back and you start thinking, there's a lot of young people that might need my help.
Right.
So maybe I'll take some of these presets I've been using for years.
Right.
I'll sell it to them so they can get started out.
That does sound like a good idea.
You know, the Endless Visions way.
Yeah. Hey, EV, it's really like going up. Like, EV is going up right now.
That's
Like,
good.
people
I
just.
love
are
it,
just not seeing
man.
it.
I love it. All y'all. Listen, man. I hate to like categorize you and the young people.
Yeah.
You know, but all the young people I've met in the last couple of months at Collab,
Yeah.
it's just been like y'all have like the coolest names for your stuff, man. I'm like I had you know how long it took me to figure out the name for this podcast, and
How
I'm
long?
still kind of like at least 2 years, and I'm just like I'm still on the fence. I keep every couple months I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna rebrand, you know.
Yeah. No, I feel that, though. I feel that.
It's
like,
just too much of a pain in the butt to brand, you know,
Yeah.
to redo it. So I'm just like, it's good.
Right.
I got it.
Hey,
You just go full force with it.
real quick.
What's up?
Rike Bentley.
That's my guy. That's my
Yo,
mentor, bro.
Chris, I love it, man.
Hey, that's my guy, bro. Like, ride or die. Like, man, I
And
tell
then
you.
Bailey Christopher say, yep. And
Yes,
then
sir.
De Niro. Chris.
Dylan. My guy
Chris.
Dylan, bro.
All right.
Alrighty, yeah. Hey, hop in. Hey, We had like 13 people in here a second ago, so if you're in here, say something, ask questions, get involved if you want to, throw a like. Yeah, hit us up.
Those are my guys, bro. Like, we got Dylan, AJ, Kevin, Julius, and Mello.
Okay.
Those are like our shooters.
Mello.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then Reek, he manages like the whole thing. So it's like, if it's a shoot, he's like, all right, hey, I need y'all there at this time. We're going to do this. And like, we plan it out. Like,
yeah.
All that.
You think any of your teachers are watching?
They might, but I mean.
Did you tell them? I made sure I said, look, man, we got to keep it clean. Keep it clean tonight.
Look, so like the thing with my teachers, bro, like they don't like, they see me and it's like, oh my God, you're such, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to do pre-calc.
Right? How do you deal with that, man? I mean, you know, like you just said, if people see you with a camera, they're like, "Ooh, he's a photographer," you know, and they're like, "Ooh, you're a photographer," and they start talking to you.
Yeah, it's
almost like you get this weird like local fame just in the moment. You know, it's not like you're always walking around and people are like, "Hey," I mean, hopefully soon they will be. You won't be able to walk down the street. People saying, well, "Kris, what's up?" But like, I mean, do you get that?
Yeah, I definitely do. Like, even going around school, it's like people just be like, oh, that's the kid that takes pictures. And it's like, oh, okay. And like I've had people come up to me and it's like having like the rants about pictures. I'm like, okay, you just want to talk to me because of pictures. But nah, it's cool though. It's like it has
Are you
like
sure?
It has like its pros and its cons, but it's like definitely something to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I have like people text me about certain stuff and I'm like, you're just trying to talk to me about like it's weird.
They're not trying to talk to you about pictures, or they are?
Nah, they're trying to talk to me, but it's like they'll try to use like, oh, I like photos. Like,
I see what they're doing.
Yeah,
I see what they're doing. Yeah, you know, it's funny that happens to you.
Yeah,
like people trying to hit on you, and they use the camera to get in.
Yeah,
a lot of time, and you've heard us talk about GWCs. Like it happens. Usually, it's a lot of the other way around.
Facts, it really is.
But for you, this guy is so hot. They're crawling out of the woodworks. Just, hey, I just want to see your camera. Can you do a shoot with me? I'm sure your girl don't like that.
Nah.
Yeah, let's keep that on a, you know. He's a very faithful man, I'm sure. But sometimes the work comes first, right?
Of course.
The work comes before everything.
Yeah, everything. Like we do like I like to set everything up before I do it, so it's like I don't really like. Even today, I was like, all right, bet I got this at this time.
Oh, I could feel that you were setting this up already.
Oh yeah, like as soon as I put it on my calendar, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and like I had to plan everything out. Like I'm a really detail oriented individual.
So I'm shooting from the hip. That's got to mess you up. Does that throw off your game plan?
Nah.
You didn't bring me like an outline of things you wanted to talk about?
Nah, I was more so like, all right, I purposely didn't, like, you know what I'm saying, bring like I had a couple things that I had in mind, but it was like I just let it naturally come out.
Hey man, you know, whatever, if there's something you want to talk about or you want to highlight, you know, please, you know, don't hesitate, man. We can talk about that for sure. You got any special projects coming up?
Special projects, I mean, really just contracting with this high school, trying to like really get into my business side of like everything I'm doing. But like outside of that, and my clothes, like my clothing line is it's not started yet, but I'm just trying to get people attention. So like when it does drop,
building the brand.
Yeah. Speaking of merch.
See, he drew me in with that statement. He led the conversation. Maybe you should have your own podcast.
Low key. So this is like, I would say it's one of one, but it's not one of one.
Okay.
It's 2 of 2.
For today, it's 1 of 1.
Yes, for today it's 1 of 1.
It's 1 of 1 for me.
This is the Gym EV black crew neck.
What's up?
From me to you.
All right, man. Look at that.
Yep. It's I know you like black, so I brought you some black. You know, I have a white one.
That's my whole aesthetic is just black and gray. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? I plan on doing a lot more.
Hopefully it gets cold real quick so I can wear that thing.
Bro, like all of my merch that I've made is like hoodies and sweat, so it's like
that's all I wear. Like especially when it gets cooler.
Yeah.
It's just I gotta hide them though because I got three girls in this house.
Oh yeah, they like to steal them,
and they'll steal every single one. I got 2 left. One's real faded. And then, you know, I use that when I'm riding the bike.
Right.
And so the sun just bakes it. It was black and now it's kind of brown.
Yeah,
you know,
I feel that.
but it like bleaches it out. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna cherish
For
that.
sure.
That's the first merch I ever got from somebody. So I'm real happy. I'm excited about that.
Hey, it's
man.
all love, bro. I appreciate you having me on,
Oh,
like
yeah,
on your
man.
platform and everything. So
Oh,
like, it's
dude,
the least I could do.
My thing is, if I can't use anything that I do,
Yeah.
whether it's photos, the podcast,
Mm.
anything that I do to help other people out,
Yeah.
that's my whole goal behind doing this podcast, doing anything that I do. is
Right.
I always want to help people out.
I'm the same way. Like, I'm more of like a
Sure, you are,
teacher.
gatekeeper.
Nah, it's really specific, bro. It's really specific. But like,
I got
love
you.
to teach people. Like, if it's something like I feel like I know, and I'm in a space where I feel like I could help somebody, I definitely like love helping people.
Yeah.
And just like having them on the same page as me, because I feel like if we don't have a level of understanding that's like really good, we can't really like connect. So I feel like that is really big with me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the more that you do
Yeah,
and the more that people see you do, you've already put yourself on a stage.
a little bit.
And there's always lights on top of you. There's spotlights on you. I'm just telling you, dude, when you put yourself out there like that,
Yeah,
and they don't stop. The
Mm.
lights never turn off, and there's always somebody watching. It's
Yeah.
almost like having kids, like, you know, for real. I mean, I don't want to put that on you. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
I already got a name for my son. My dad doesn't like it because he's like, okay, you're too young to be having kids, but like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna have a kid yet.
I agree, Dad. I agree.
I'm not gonna have a kid yet.
Yeah, but I mean,
But-
he is a major planner. So let's
Yeah,
hear. Do you want to say it, or you want?
Yeah,
like,
Devontae. My son's name is
Okay.
gonna be Devontae.
What if you have a girl? Devontina.
Let's not talk about
I know, right? Hey, look, I got two girls. So, you know,
Like, I feel like I'm just meant to have a son. Like, yeah.
I think we all think that
Hey man.
until the girl comes. But you know
If I have a
what?
girl, I mean, if I have a girl, I'll be a wonderful father.
Hey,
but
it's all right. That's what I think. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you're gonna love them no matter what it is.
Yeah, but nah. Speaking of like parents, like I just wanted to like take a second to like shout out my pops. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
if you wasn't you, it would be
like,
me, man.
bro. Like when I tell you, like he is so supportive of everything I do, bro. Like
For sure.
any ideas, anything, like it comes, like, bro. It's all possible because like he drives me places, bro.
I know.
Like, and he teaches me everything.
Yeah.
Like all the things about life, everything. Like I just go to him and it's like, all right, bet. Like we
Yeah.
sit down, we talk for hours. It's like a blessing, bro. Like I appreciate everything you
Yeah.
do for me, bro.
I appreciate it too, man. Thanks for driving him all the way out here to the park. Yo, are you gonna cry? You need some tissues? Look, man. I will get you
Like to
too.
be on this like platform,
Yeah.
like I feel like it'd be a disservice to like not speak about
Oh,
my dad. 'cause
dude,
it's
I
like,
was gonna shout him out for real. I mean, we talked about it, but like, it's so. I'm gonna tell you, he is the CEO of Endless Visions, and we were talking the other night, and I said, look, man, I got a chair, I got a mic, I got an extra mic, I can put a mic up there. He goes, we're gonna do this first one. It's gonna be me, and then the next one, I'm gonna bring Pops in. I was
Yeah, we
like,
got
all
to.
right.
Got
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
got
yeah.
to.
I mean, I definitely want to talk to you for sure. We'll get you, but yeah, man, that's so great. I'm so happy that you had that support from your dad.
Yeah.
Like I said before, man, it's so hard without it. When you don't have the support of your parents, you don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You don't know. You kind of like you're out there on your own. You're fending for yourself. I had a good mom. I love my mom. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, she was a single mother.
Yeah.
And she was raising 3 kids, and you know,
Yeah, that could be tough.
working 2 jobs to just like make ends meet. So we just kind of had to like fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
I was one of them latchkey kids, you know, like we had a key around the neck. And
Yeah. Y'all just go whenever.
Let yourself. Yeah, man, we was running we were literally running the streets every day.
Wow.
We get home from school, do the homework, and I was out.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
crazy.
But yeah, if I even went home, sometimes I'd just go somewhere else. But it's really awesome that you got that parental support,
Yeah.
because not everybody has that,
Facts.
which is sad.
Yeah, it's real life though. Like I've like grown to understand like reality. Like my reality is like it's not everybody else's reality. So for me to understand that and be able to explain it to people is kind of big.
Yeah,
Because I know like a lot of people look at me a certain type of way, even like for him even being around. So it's like for me to understand that, it helps me a lot.
yeah. Agreed, man. Your reality, the current reality,
Yeah.
is you're building your brand.
Yep.
We talked about that a little bit. Actually, okay, we talked about 2X, and then we didn't really get into the endless visions part of it, but I think that's kind of like what we said, the sky's the limit, there's no ceiling. So endless visions,
really, like with the endless visions, like, so
that's your clothing line, right? Or is that like
that's a collection of it.
Okay.
So when I go to sleep at night, I'm like a really heavy thinker. So like I'll go to sleep and then like just write notes in my phone. Like I'll have like ideas of like I'll either write quotes of like stuff that came to me. Like endless visions was a quote.
Oh, okay.
Like I was just thinking, I was kind of like upset about something, and I was like, all right,
what's the quote from? You remember?
It was just like out of my brain. I was
okay.
endless. Like I'm like a critical thinker. So I was just thinking about like word, like trigger words and like stuff that like means something. So I was like endless, like, okay, you can't box it. And then visions, because like 2X visions type.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put it together and was like, okay. So I kind of started testing it, and I was like, okay, like people kind of like it. So I posted on my story one day, and it just like kind of blew up. That was it. And I was like, all right, bet.
That's the one.
Yep.
So what is the goal for your brand? I mean, for your clothing line and whatnot.
I just want it to be reachable. Like I feel like people already are like building a emotional connection to my brand, and I haven't even sold anything yet, which is huge. But really, just to build with it, like I feel like I can make other connections with like other brands, and then have that connect back to my media. So it's like I'll have my clothes, and then I have my media working at the same time, and that like my clothes will bring me media, and my media will bring me clothes. So it's like it just all like works together.
It's cyclical.
Yeah.
So have you done like brand photography too? Because you're gonna have. I mean, if you start your own brands, your clothing line and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Now I did see you guys did like a little collab brand shoot for them. Now you were the model in one. Who was doing all the shooting? Was
that was Olivia?
Olivia.
Yeah, she set that up. She was in the CCC.
Okay,
Shout out
CCC, Collab Creative Collective.
Yeah, she was like, hey, does anybody want to come model for this shoot? I have some shirts and whatnot. Okay. And then I was like, okay, because I want to become a model as well. Because I feel like, that's something like I have a brandable face. Yeah. And I feel like I can speak to a certain extent. Yeah. So it's like if I can brand my face, that's just another like residual that I could have.
Agreed.
And also, I feel like as a creative, if I become like, if my face is brandable, it just like exceeds any limits. Like I could do anything for real.
Right. No, that's 100%, man. But I was going to talk about your work ethic, and like I said, I don't know much, but what I see.
Right.
And every time I see you, when you got that camera in your hand, you're about to work.
Yes, sir.
You're not thinking about nothing else, but taking the shot, looking at the back of the camera, showing the model, showing the people the shot. Making the hot shit. Oh, sorry. The hot things happen. I said I was going to keep it clean. Sorry if there's any teachers or other type of adults, but we don't usually censor ourselves. But yeah, you're making it happen. And when you're up there in front of the camera, it's like a whole different vibe.
Right. Actually, okay, that was one of the things I want to talk about. So like, I was talking to my I talked to my dad and my little sister and my mom about everything. Yeah. Like before I do it. So I was like, I'm a photographer, but I was like, I have influence. I was like, I could be an influencer or I could be a photographer, but I was like, I could just do both. It's like I could do vlogs, like I do mini vlogs, and then I do like photography. So it's like I can tie all that in so that like if a brand does reach out to me, it's like I can do everything. I have everything in my toolbox.
You've already got the tools, right?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have you said you do vlogs? Do you put them on YouTube or you put them on just Instagram or?
I'm more so a short form content creator right now. So everything will be like just real.
They got YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, like I posted a couple shorts. Like they got like all my shorts have like 3,000, 4,000 views, but it's like, why?
Well, the only reason I kind of, and I'm not a shill for YouTube, but I urge people to kind of, the people that are content creators that want to do video and things like that. Like you heard me talking to, oh my God, did I just forget her name?
Josie?
No. Jen. Holy crap. I'm old and my brain ain't what it used to be.
It's all right.
I might have smoked some brain cells out when I was a kid. But yeah. So, shit, I don't forgot what I was saying. I got so
it was the YouTube.
But yeah, I push everybody towards YouTube because it's easier to monetize.
Okay.
If you have a reach at all, and you have people that are watching what you're doing, they're going and they're subscribing and they're watching your videos, and I feel like it is a young person's game.
Yeah,
that's
for
just.
Sure.
I mean,
because it's ever changing. Like
Right.
new trends, new ways, new everything.
I mean, everybody that I see that's making it
Yeah.
on YouTube is, they're younger people.
Right.
And they just, because you got that young face and
Yeah.
everybody, and it don't matter what you talk about.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
You can just talk about, like, I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right, as long as
glass
it
of
look
milk.
good and it's presented the right way.
Right. And people
that's
watch
another
it.
thing I want to talk about.
What's
Like
that?
the direction of like social media. Like I feel like it's shifted from like certain, like now it's just all impressions. Like if you can set the right impression, you have likes, views, all that.
Right. So you mean like almost like first impressions,
Yeah,
like you're meeting somebody new.
right.
That puts the pressure on though, doesn't it? Like, so that means every bit of content that you have to put out, you have to be. It's like a virtual handshake. It's like the first. You're like, okay, it's the first time these people are going to meet me. You have to think like that. You can't think that I'm posting this for all the people that's been following me.
Yeah.
I'm posting this like I'm posting for the first time.
Yep. And that just goes back to like where I said I set my standards high for myself, because I'm like I want everything I post to be like, all right, this is new standard, new bar, new level. So like that is like the direction I feel like it's going in, because everything, like with it changing so much, you don't really know what's gonna be next. So it's like you just gotta keep like leveling up personally.
How do you level up?
That's a good question. I feel like I just look for like new things. Like I'll look at, like I feel like having Aaron Berkshire and like all the other NFL photographers I look at, and then all the other like lifestyle photographers I look at.
Right.
I draw inspo from them all the time. So it's like if I see something and I'm like, okay, I've never done that before, or I ask my little sister, like my sister did a shoot with me a couple days ago.
Okay.
It was like the white Endless Vision shirt I had.
Okay.
And I was like, you just do something. I want to see what you do. And she came up with like some idea, and I was like, all right, bet I can make that happen. And then I was like, I've never done this before. Why have I not done this? And then it just slowly just trickled on more stuff and taught me more stuff individually. So it's
that's good, man. Drawing inspiration from like people that you look up to. That's definitely how I leveled up my game.
Right.
I ain't nobody, but like I said, I'm just a dude with
you're a goat,
big
bro.
mouth with a platform. That's all I got, But when I started out taking pictures, my stuff was oversaturated, looked horrible. It was bad. I deleted most of my grid, literally. I left the little remnants, but I was like, nope, we ain't doing none of that.
Yeah,
all my T6i footage gone.
Bro, oh my gosh.
I didn't even know how to edit.
So speaking of a T6, when I was shooting for Wilson, right? Like I don't shoot for Wilson anymore. Like we've had some little stuff, but so
dun, dun, dun.
It's like when I was shooting my T6, I was looking at the way I edited. Like before I was shooting in RAW, because I used to shoot I shot JPEGs for like a year.
Like, why are the highlights so blown out?
I was looking at it and I was like, I thought this was like the most fire picture back then. And I'm like, no, not at all. It's like, it's really funny to just look back at like, cause like in my Lightroom library, it's like 18,000 pictures. So like I just scroll down sometimes. I'm just like, this is what I was posting on my Instagram.
You're like, let me go in and delete some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to bring back up, you said you edit all your photos on your phone.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, every single photo.
What's the point? Well, I mean, what's the reason behind that?
It's a couple different reasons actually. So first, everyone's looking at their phone. So I feel like if I edit off of what everybody's looking at, I can get the most appealing. Like I can get the most appeal. Secondly,
that makes sense.
It's more efficient for me, like my workflow. So I'll get my card reader, I'll stick it in there, upload the photos, and then they'll just be right in Lightroom. I don't have to go through folders. I don't have to format anything. I don't it's just bam, bam, bam.
So you plug your card reader right in your phone?
Yep.
What kind of phone you got? A Droid?
No, I got an iPhone X.
That's what I was saying. You shot me some blue text today. I've never done that. I've never seen that. A lot of the cameras now, they all have that Canon Connect or Sony Connect or whatever it is, and you can connect wirelessly. It doesn't work all the time.
I'd imagine, but yeah, it's like you can get a tool from Amazon. It's like $10-$20. You can literally like stick it in like the charging port.
Yeah.
And then put your SD card.
It's like
in.
a little dongle.
Yeah, and it just reads it. You can share stuff. You can AirDrop it from there. You can do like really anything.
Huh.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
And that's
every podcast.
That's how I get my photos out so fast. Like people like, how do you like edit so fast? It's
right.
It's right on my phone.
Sure. Now I will edit on my phone. Don't get me wrong. It's harder, especially when you're trying to do when you're like trying to get those real tight touch ups in someone's face or whatever, and You know, but I know it does make things a little bit more difficult when you're like looking at a screen like this. But it's just easier for me. Honestly, I prefer an iPad.
Yeah, I'm about to invest in an iPad actually.
And get a little Apple Pen.
Yep.
Because then when you're like, you know, when you're doing selective edits,
you can get like every detail.
Yeah, everything, man. I mean, like I was like highlighting little strands of hair, you know. Like I just want a little patch of highlight.
Yep.
And I was just doing, you know, but yeah, that's my preferred method. It's not like you know, you talk to like people that are making millions of dollars as photographers. They was like, you need to get a laptop or a desktop.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me of something else. So I was at this workshop. So again, shout out to my guy Reek. He put me on with one of the biggest photographers. Like
really,
like he does event photography. His name's Terrence Armand.
Okay.
So
I'll have to Google him.
Yeah, he's awesome. Him and Blue Francois, they had a photography workshop. So for the first portion, they had his name is. It was like this other like prestige photographer. He does like really commercial work, and he brought in like he had like a board. He was like drawing on it and editing it. I was like,
does he have like a Wacom board?
Yeah, it was but it was like a tablet? Really expensive version of it though.
Okay, because you can get those for like $20.
Yeah, he had like it was hella pieces and everything, and he shoots on like a phase 1, so it's like you can't compete with that. So it's like seeing that, I was like kind of pressured because I was like, okay, I don't use none of this, but I was like, I can get the same look. So like fast forward a couple months, I was like, I don't need that. Like for what I'm doing at least.
Good for you, man. No, that's great. That's a great piece of information for, like I said, for the beginners and the intermediate people that are watching. I know there may not be. Like I said, I have a whole new crew now watching. Those guys might have said, you know what, bump this. He ain't talking about nothing no more. It's just interviews all the time. I don't want to watch. But I try to keep it that way. You know, I want to teach, like I said, I want to teach as many people as possible, but that's a really good piece of advice.
Yeah, no, I feel like in the like creative world, you got to like keep an open mind because like it's going to change and you're going to have to get better at some point. So if you're uncomfortable with that, you got to change it.
Right.
You just have to.
100%, man. And you don't need all the most expensive gear in the world to make hot. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. That picture I posted I edited that on my phone.
Yeah,
straight on my phone. And I have some people that would. They're not in Jacksonville, but I have just a couple of photographers that used to get on to me, and they're the ones that got. They're kind of like the reason I started using my laptop and my tablet and all that stuff. Yeah. They're like, dude, stop editing on your phone. You can do so much better. I'm like, but wait, watch.
Right.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. You know, it's. There's no end to what you can do as long as you got the imagination.
Yeah, like as long as you got the vision for it, you can go for it.
Endless vision.
Literally, bro.
Brought it back around.
Hey, we got a question in here.
Oh, okay.
First one of the night from Christopher. Who is Chris's girlfriend? Question mark.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey, we said we're gonna keep that to the.
Yeah, I just said. Hey,
he's just asking the question.
Wait, who commented that?
Christopher Baldwin.
Okay, that's
oh, that'd be Dad. He's being slick.
Yeah, he already know who I'm talking about.
Okay,
we can't. We're not. Yeah,
she probably wouldn't appreciate that. You know, he, she, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, nah.
You know, you never know these days. I have to run the gamut. He, she, dog, whatever. I don't.
Yeah, bro, it's different. It's something right now.
Yeah,
this year is crazy.
Yeah, I imagine it. Like I said earlier, it's difficult to even have a relationship doing all that you're doing.
Yo, I don't even like the thought of being in a relationship while working is like a brain full for me because it's like I gotta spend time doing what I'm doing and then I gotta spend time in, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, it's hard, man.
Yeah, you just gotta make it work. It is what it is.
It's really hard. I got lucky. You know, my girlfriend is very cool.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like, hey, gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And she's like, see ya.
Peace out.
You know, it's quieter in the house when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Probably. Any other questions? Or, I mean, Dad, if you have any questions, man, you can just ask. I'm just.
There'll be some in the car. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Rike said, "I love what y'all doing, man."
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
love
sir,
it,
bro. He inspired so much of my vision, bro.
Is that's the one you were saying? That's
Reek. Yeah. He, bro, like when I first met him, I was it was at football practice. I was like first thing I told him, I was like, hey, my name's Kris. At the time I was like 15. I was like, I'm a 15-year photographer. Let me get your Instagram. And he was like, oh, that was like a wonderful presentation. Like, I gotta work with you. And then he showed me like what he does. And I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, let me lock in. And I was so young, I didn't really know like what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
yeah. Well, I was just going to ask you, man. So, like that. I mean, it sounds like you don't have no barriers, basically. Like, there's there's nothing holding you back. You just go straight up to people and you just open your mouth. Like, I was not that way.
Yeah, it's scary sometimes, but I'm just like, all right. Like, if I'm kind of bored, I like kind of network for fun. It's kind of bad sometimes, but like then like.
Why is it bad?
You never know who you can meet.
I mean, it could be good.
Yeah, at the same time, it could be awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta like control it to a point, but networking for me is like something I do to just escape. Like if I'm kind of stressing, I'm like, all right, let me go see something new. Let me meet somebody else. Get a new look. Like, cause I feel like with me, my creative like mind works so much. I get kind of burnt out a lot. So meeting new people and seeing new things is what really inspires me to do like all my stuff for real.
Right. So it's like a deep breath. You're like, all right, let me just chill out. But just make sure that when you do go on that little meeting people rampage, stay away from the panel van. Okay.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
They'll snatch you up quick.
Whoa. Can't do that one. Cannot do that one.
I mean, it's just something we have to warn the young people about. You know what I mean? If it says free candy, don't believe it.
Yeah. Speaking of age though, like, so now like now that I'm 16 and like I'm like I do a lot now.
Yeah.
I'm like starting to gatekeep my age. Because
my bad.
It's like, like we're good now, but it's like for like in my future, like when I meet new people, I'm just like,
they don't need to know.
Yeah, because it's like when I tell people I'm like, yeah, I'm 16. As soon as they hear 16, they're like, and
maybe I should do that. I talk a lot about how old I am, man. I'm like I can't hide the grades unless I get that just for men. You know what I mean?
I get the look. Hey man, hey, do what you gotta do.
My beard is weird.
But yeah, like they already think I'm older, so when they find out I'm younger, they're like, they go into I have to cater for him mode, and it's like, it's
is
cool.
That right?
It's cool, but
does
it's
it close some doors for you sometimes?
Yeah, it definitely does, because it goes from all right, I have a client that wants to like pay me do this and that. Now it's like he's 16, like he's so young, he's now
he don't know
like,
nothing.
Right. So now I'm like, okay, anything that I say, they're like, oh my God, that's so smart, and I'm like,
I can attest to the fact that he actually does know a lot. So don't matter the age, and I don't like to say young people, but right. I mean, you are young. I mean, it's just part of the gig. I mean, but for being your age, you know a lot.
Yeah,
and and you've got a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah,
Dad. Right. Hey.
Yeah. Well, okay. Speaking like with the age thing, I feel like in the like position that I'm in, it's kind of outvalued because like it's photographers that I meet that's like 56.
Right.
And it's like they do what I'm doing. So it's like no matter what you're doing, like we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
If I was 5, I'm still doing the same thing. Like I'm gonna make the same business decisions.
I don't know. I gave his son a camera, a little digital camera, and he didn't do nothing with it.
Wow. Well, hey, it's not for everybody.
Hey, that's a lie. Hey, he takes some good pictures.
He turned it around and put the thing towards
he'll take pictures of me cooking, or like we took it out to the dock one time. He was taking pictures of catching fish on it.
It was like a little Fisher Price, like you put a little tiny baby SD card in there.
Yeah, hey, it still works too.
I'm always like, I didn't have a son, so I got a grandson. So I'm like, all right, he got drums. Because I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, give him some drums.
Yeah.
I gave him for Christmas a whole set of some Alessi's electric drums.
Mm-hmm.
How is he still
They're
playing?
real quiet. Yeah, they're real nice. You put a headset on and plug it in the wall, and then he just rocks and roll. And,
y'all don't hear nothing.
See, I wish I had that because like when I was making music, no, listen, because bro, oh my God, like I would be like making music.
I came home and the music just blasted.
Oh yeah, let's hear that.
Wait, which one?
Which time?
Oh, so speaking of that, I have a song called Big Bang. I made it in 8th grade, right?
Okay.
And it got like a couple thousand views on YouTube. It's on Spotify, all that, if y'all want to listen to it. But
it's gonna happen right after this.
I'll send you the link. So I used to make music. Like when they'll go leave to go like shopping and stuff. I'm like, I'll be making music. So they was gone for like 2 hours, and I was like, all right, I'm finna just record some music. So they came back after I finished. She was like, who is this on my TV? And I was like, that's me. And he was like, oh.
How'd you record it? Is all electronic or?
Yeah. It was like I had like a small like little podcast mic, and I had like made a little instrumental and just rapped over it.
How you making your music?
I got some softwares, and then I got a podcast mic from Best Buy. And
Right.
But like I put my music on the back burner like in 9th grade because I was like, all right, I do media now.
Yeah.
And it's like I use like certain aspects of it in my media, like sound design comes very easy to me because it's like I count on ones and like it's you know what I'm saying? It's, like, and I played percussion for a year, so it's like that's
what's up, fellow
something.
drummer.
Yes, sir.
No, that's cool, man. I did for a minute because I was, I started the YouTube channel and I was like, I'm gonna make tutorials, I'm gonna make vlogs, and I did like, we talked about it too. You saw some. I made a couple that were just basically me practicing shooting video from different angles, using different lenses, different techniques, and then the editing process.
Yeah,
it didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
It didn't have any context or anything to it. It was just me experimenting and practicing, and I think that's how you get better.
Facts.
Obviously, is doing the thing.
Yeah.
But I found GarageBand. And you can make music on GarageBand. And I was like downloading all the different little
the little sound
fills
effects
and sound effects, and I'm like, oh, I can do. And I mean, I made one song and I sent it to my daughter, and she plays it. She's like, I listen every day. Every day, I love that song. It's like a
it's like an EDM, yeah. It's
like
real
cool.
Skrillex
type
sound.
vibe.
It'll get you pumped.
Yeah,
hey, that's lit. That's lit.
Yeah, I mean, but I was like, I can make this music and use it in my content.
Right.
So it saved me time looking for music. I can just create score music for my own stuff.
I actually did that. Like, so I've shot a couple of collegiate athletes with NIL deals, and I did that for like one of the videos, and it was like it worked out perfect.
Yeah,
because
they liked it.
Yeah, because the contract they had said you can't use copyrighted music.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to take something off YouTube, so I was like, all right, what do I have in my little folder? And I was like, okay, cool, that works.
Yeah. Well, do you know about the YouTube audio library?
No. Well,
I'll show you
a little bit.
I'll show you before you leave, man.
Yeah.
It's I mean, that's where I get it's all non-copyrighted music.
Okay.
And like I was telling Jit, about he's like, man, you better get on some Epidemic Sound, and I'm like, man, that's this, this stuff from, and like that music, my intro music, that's from the YouTube audio library.
That's
so
crazy.
I mean, a lot of people don't know it's there.
Yeah. No, I've heard of it. I've seen it like once, but I never really looked.
It's no video. It's just all music. It's just
like
all
MP3s,
and you can just download everything.
Okay.
Some of them will tell you to like download a copyright with it, and then when you upload it onto your thing, it'll automatically upload the copyright information. Okay. So I mean, but they want to be accredited if you post a video, and that's it. I'm like, I got it.
For sure.
Can do that for real, but it's just a little. No matter what you do, as long as you're being creative and you're using all the tools that you have, man.
Sky's the limit for real.
It really is.
I mean, it's not, but it is.
There's no end to what you can do for sure.
Endless visions, bro.
Endless visions.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff
singing.
planned for like the brand though, like different collections, different types of media, different like when I get my Sony, like I really want to move into more long form content creation because I feel like that's something I have interest in. I feel like in order to get better, I need to work on my long form content.
When you say long form content, you talking about like more like vlog style or YouTube style videos or what have you?
Just
like
anything like that's longer than maybe like a minute.
Do you think that, and this is, I've had this conversation with some other people, with Jen, Miss Juicy Jen. I'm sorry I forgot a minute ago. I apologize. She's so awesome. I love her. But, we talked about like had a conversation. You probably heard it. You were there. But about like the content. Is it, we kind of had different perspectives on that. She thinks that they drop out about an hour in and they're like, and I'm one of those people that will sit.
Yeah.
I will binge a TV show for 7.5 hours. I'll listen to a 3.5 hour podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's moving away from the short form content and going more towards the long form?
I feel like there's an avenue for both. Like, because there's podcasts that I watch and there's people that I listen to for hours.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's people that I don't listen to for hours. So I feel like if you do it the right way and you build a personal connection with the people that you're like with, they'll watch it no matter what.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
or at least leave it on in the background.
Yeah. Like even me, like I'll be doing something and I'll have like the same, like, it's like I'll have my little room and it'll be like the same Twitch streamer on for like all day.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and occasionally you hear him going, ah! And you're like, what is going on?
And he doesn't turn as.
No, they don't have no kind of like limiter or nothing. So
No.
when they yell, it's just loud.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we've got compression going on, so you can yell as loud as you want to, and it's just gonna stop right here.
For sure. No peeking. No peeking at all.
No, we try not to peek around here.
Got to. But yeah, I feel like honestly with the long form content, it's less like seen because it's like it's like short form is just you see it, it's gone. You see it, it's gone. But like long form, I feel like it's for more like attached people and attached viewers. So like, and I feel like that's the audience of people that I want to go with because I don't want
to go.
Yeah, like I know I'm gonna have followers that come and they go. Not they come and they go, but I want to like really stick with a solid like fan base or like group.
Yeah, actual people that want to follow you to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
I've always felt odd about the term followers.
Yeah.
You know, I just like, I'm not, that make you feel like some kind of like, I'm a deity, you know? Yeah. Like, no, thank you. You know what happens to deities? They get like nothing, like, crucified, and I'm good. But I'm good. I don't really, I like friends. I'm like, that's why I'm like, maybe it's because of my age. I'm like, Facebook, everybody's friends, you know, but on Instagram, you got followers.
Yeah.
YouTube, it's followers. Oh, no, that's subscribers.
Yeah.
They ain't just subscribing to nothing, man. I don't have anything to subscribe to, but I don't know. Like I said, man, it's a hard thing to do, but it is great to grow organically and, you know, have those like that real strong base, like you said.
Yeah, I feel like already like with the people like Reek, like his community is my community. Like we do events together, we do everything together. So it's like we have like this big pool of like individuals that's just like everybody down for each other. It's no type of I'm better than you, I want this, I want that. Like it's none of that. It's just everybody trying to eat. And it's like
absolutely.
When I step into that,
Jennifer
like,
said that.
Oh really?
We can all eat. That's right.
Hey, I mean, too much just thinking that like it just
absolutely.
But yeah, it's just like when I'm in that space, when I feel like, all right, bet I don't have to like hold anything in. I can just be myself and like just grow. It's just awesome for me.
Yeah. You good?
Oh yeah.
I keep seeing you looking over here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just checking everything.
So
he's got the stream going over there. I was like, you know,
got my hand on the pulse. Yeah, man.
Finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
All right, man. So
I got a question. What do you think about AI, and do you use it at all?
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
This is his favorite question.
So with
it's
gonna
be
AI
big
stuff,
soon.
I feel like it's cool, but like it's dangerous too.
Yeah.
Like it got its pros and its cons, like just with everything. But I don't know, like I use it for like healing stuff and stuff like that, like little stuff. That too. You know what I'm saying? Quillbot, I need a sponsorship. Let's get that going. You know what I'm saying? But
what is that? Well, you just ask a question and it gives you the answer or something?
So Quillbot is I'm low key snitching.
Okay, don't do that.
Yeah, nah, I got homeboys that got essay. I got an essay next week that I'm gonna probably use that on. So like, I ain't going.
No, he's not. He's not gonna use that. He's gonna sit down and he's gonna write that essay. He told me before the show that we were gonna joke about that. So,
but it's just a little software that you could use as a little study buddy for
like a little helper, a little helping hand, like a calculator.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just
not everybody knows how to do algebra in their head.
Scientific calculator.
Yeah, real scientific.
It's pretty innocuous right now. It's quietly creeping up. You know, the AI.
Yeah.
It's you know, like you said in Lightroom, the healing, auto healing, and all that good stuff. It feels good. Makes you feel good. Something. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
One of my I have no problem with doing any type of photography, right? But one of my biggest pet peeves is when I see people, they'll get these beautiful models, they'll have the best scene set up, they'll take the picture is lit perfectly, all of that, and they go and airbrush the skin, and it just it looks like an oil canvas, and it's just well, what is that?
I agree with you. I like the raw look.
Yeah.
I will remove blemishes.
Yeah,
and
like
things
I'll
that.
pimples and little
Pimples,
stuff that
yeah.
makes it look off. But like as far as changing the way someone looks, that's kind of crazy to me.
Right, and I asked Jen about that because she's magazine ready every time.
Right.
But that's what she's talking about. That's why she wants her pictures to be touched like that.
Yeah.
A lot of models do want that look.
Mm.
It's because they want it to be ready to go into a magazine. If somebody
Yeah.
picks up that frame and they're like, I want to publish this.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Mm.
When I talked to Russell from So Scenic, he does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not all of his photos, but
Yeah.
he does do a lot of that stuff. He retouches in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Where he'll take almost the contrast of your skin.
Yeah, it just looks like super flat, and I understand that it's like an actual
It's a
avenue
look.
for that. Yeah, and it's
a
like
look.
I don't want to alienate anyone that wants to do
It's
that.
just
type
not
of
your
work.
thing.
Yeah, it's just it's not my thing. Like it's awesome. It looks
Yeah.
cool, but it's like me personally, you will not ever see a photo like that on my
You like
page.
high contrast, probably like high contrast photos.
Honestly, I don't know. Like when I'm editing, my contrast level never goes over like 7 for real.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I keep it like
You
I
pull
have,
the clarity slider.
Yeah, I put it like that. Like I pull the clarity a little bit. I just turn it sharpen to like 110.
Ooh.
Yeah, every
Whoa.
time. Like
Whoa.
I don't like. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like. It just makes it, and because I'm thinking about like when you post on Instagram.
Yeah.
It gets like.
It's gonna compress it.
So I'm like, all right, if I can save just a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense. I don't think about it's very rare that I think about the compression
Yeah.
on my photos, for sure.
Like I used to upload TIFF files to Instagram just to make them look like as high quality as possible. Because when I posted JPEGs, it just looked like I was playing a 1x1 game on a Game Boy. So I was like,
Now, and we're getting really, we're starting to go down the gear, and like the camera nerd talk, but that's
Yeah.
Okay.
I geek out about this.
Oh,
stuff,
dude,
bro.
I am such a nerd. If you haven't noticed, I mean, I love all my Deadpool stuff.
Hey, I rock with that food.
But like, like when you export out of Lightroom to crop for Instagram.
Yeah, you have to go to a whole different rate. It's like I think my aspect ratio
5:4.
Yeah,
5:4. That's
I had
perfect for Instagram.
a shoot, right? And he like it was like a brand shoot, and he had like a personal studio.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like it was like really tight.
Okay.
So when we went to post, like some of the photos like, we just couldn't use because like their legs and head was cut out, and I was like, bro, like the aspect ratio of this photo is not it.
Yeah. You want to use a 5:4 or 4:5 aspect ratio for a post.
Mm-hmm.
Now for like a story, 9:16.
Yeah.
And that'll fill up the whole screen, all edge to edge. It took me a minute. I knew it, but I don't always use it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why am I not doing this? Because you see other people in their photos, they're like, how do you get it to fill up the whole screen? And I'm like, this is how.
Yeah. Shout out my guy AJ. He put me on to the fact that like when you're in when I'm in Premiere, like when I'm editing videos, you can actually like change the like aspect ratio.
Sure
of your
can.
whole, so like it's like 1080 by 1920 for reals.
Yep.
So every time I'm editing videos, I like rotate them and it's 1080 by 1920 and it just fits perfectly.
Yep.
And if you didn't know, Instagram like compresses videos that are over 30 frames per second.
Sure does.
So I have to like export all my videos in 29.97, and it's like super annoying because it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I edit in that format, 29. Which is it's basically 30 frames, but again, we're on that nerd gear talk. We're gonna be on ISOs here in a minute. So I've asked this of a couple other photographers, but like I'm like a real numbers type of person. When I walk into a room, I start calculating where my settings need to be, where my exposure triangle needs to sit.
Yeah.
With my shutter speed,
Facts.
aperture, f-stop, all that stuff,
Yeah.
man. Do you do that, or do you like more of a field photographer?
I'm kind of both. So like what I'll do, like it depends on the setting too. Like collab, I kind of have it kind of memorized.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm kind of around.
You really can't mess up in that place.
Yeah, you can't. Really.
It looks good no matter where you're at.
Yeah. So, but like if I'm like in a more controlled environment where it's like, all right, I have to be on point, I'll be like, all right, I need to have my shutter speed match this, and so it really depends. But really, like what I'll do, I'll just kind of feel around, and then I'll look at my info. Like I'll hit the info button on my camera twice, and it'll show me like, all right, your ISO is 800, your shutter speed was 1/250, and then you know what I'm saying? It'll just show me everything.
Right. And then so you'll kind of like get a feel for where you're at.
Yeah.
From that.
I'm like about 2 more shoots from just having everything memorized, because like I'll go back and I'll look at my photos. I'm like, okay, that was like a 700 shutter speed photo, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is good for this. So it's like really just learning that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's making me more efficient, because like I used to go to shoots and take like thousands of pictures, and I'm like culling through it like I don't like any of this.
Yeah.
But now like I go to shoots and I'm like accurate. Like I had a football game yesterday, and like I only took like 300 photos, and like most of them was like, all right, I'm gonna use this. And like throughout the game, I was like going deleting the ones that I was like, all right, this isn't good, this is good. So like by the time I got to the house,
You delete in your camera?
yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I made a mistake. I had deleted like this one photo, and I was
I
like,
never delete on my camera.
It was this amazing photo I had, and I was like walking down the sideline, like just clicking the buttons because I had it, or I thought I had it memorized.
No.
And dude was like catching the ball like this, and it was like perfect.
Deleted it.
And I was like,
Well, I would have learned my lesson right there. Delete on a computer, not on your phone.
Stop
not-
doing
not-
it.
Yeah, not on your camera,
yeah,
because it's hard to that little 3-inch LCD screen is hard to see. Everything looks great on that thing.
bro. I've had so many photos. I'm like, I love this picture.
Yeah.
I go home and I'm like, this picture is
Don't
so
look. Yeah. Well, you remember when I was showing you the high speed function on my camera, and I was like whipping it all around. Well,
Yeah.
I was at like a 125 shutter speed, you know, and I was like, it's fast enough to move around. Like, nope.
Everything was like,
I was hoping to get some really good shots of Zaire like that, but
Yeah.
it was like it was maybe one.
Yo,
All the
that's-
rest,
bro,
it was
that's
blur,
how
blur.
it is for real. Like, you'll take so many pictures, and like when I'm showing like clients photos,
Right.
they're like, it's so many pictures. I'm like, I'm only gonna use about 5 of these.
Yeah.
It's like 40. Like I'll send them like 40, and I'm like, all right, like these are the ones that are getting used.
Right.
And they'll be like, no, I like this, and I'm like, well, this is good because of this. And this is good because.
That was Dad's phone. We're just gonna go ahead and put him under the bus.
Nah, we're
You're
good.
good, Dad.
We're good. We're good.
It's all good, man. So moving forward, like as a photographer, we always think, how am I going to make money?
Yeah.
So you've got the brand.
Yeah.
You're working with a school. I don't know, probably not getting paid by them. I mean,
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
I like that. Not yet. Are you ever going to do the things like maybe like a wedding or something just to get some extra cash in your pocket?
Well, what I do, I have like different time blocks set out. I'm like, all right, this month I need to make this, and this month I need to make this. So like I have like over the summer, for example, I said, all right, I want to save up because I'm planning on buying this new camera. So I invested in a couple different things. So it's like I have times I'm like, okay, I need to make money. I can't really do free things.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, when I'm in a place of like creative, kind of like just filling anything out, I'm like, okay, I'll be kind of lenient. But I am getting like more structured to the point where it's like, okay, because my work is really valuable. Like sometimes
100%.
I'll go just because I'm like, it's so easy to me. Like it's not that easy for everybody else.
Right.
And I'm still trying to like really understand that. So just learning like when to market stuff and when to say, okay, this is what I'm on, and I'm not budging on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm really learning. But it's in the air really.
I think that it's humbling for photographers to shoot a wedding. So I'm thinking if
I shot my uncle's wedding,
Did
but
you?
I wasn't the
okay.
actual shooter. I just came and it
you
was
shot
like,
with them?
Yeah, and I was really amateur. Like my camera died like right when they were like, no, this was like the most like
That's like every
crazy
photographer's
experience.
nightmare.
Like they were walking. I don't know like the names of the people like in the wedding,
That's okay.
but like
Oh,
the
like
two
the
most
bride and
more
groom?
the two most
The bride and
important.
groom.
Yeah, they were walking out and I was right behind them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this picture, and I was like,
Nothing's happening.
why is my screen black?
Let
My
me-
camera died.
Let me back out like Homer Simpson.
He had a battery pack.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Right.
He's right. I mean, but that's how you learn. You know, it's a learning experience for sure. The first wedding I did, man, I had to have I've got this little padded grip on my hand because I'd have dropped I was sweating so bad I would have dropped that mug right out of my hand.
Wow.
Like for sure. It's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
You're scared. It's almost like
Yeah.
going into the lion's den. You know what I mean? Like if I mess this up, this is their one day. I can't screw this up.
Right. Yeah, you can't get that twice.
No. But I mean, and that's the biggest fear that we
Yeah.
have is messing up a shoot or wasting people's time.
Yeah, I feel like that's really what motivates me though to be so good.
Meticulous.
Yeah, because it's like I kind of feed off of that.
Right.
Like the fact that, okay, if I mess this up, then like that's that. So
Right.
like I'll really like prepare and be like, okay, like there's no way I can mess this up.
Right.
But I do want to get into like more high profile commercial type work because I know that's where the money is at.
Yeah.
But I would never shy away from doing like sports because that's what got me in the game. So it's like,
Yeah, I met a guy a couple of years ago. He was an intern with the Jaguars. He just got onto their. I think he was a videographer.
Do you know his name?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. I can find it. I'll send it to you. I'll find
What's
it.
up?
It's been a minute, but I met him and his mom, and they were super cool. And he right out of high school, he went straight in and became. I don't know if he knew somebody.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you have the right connections, you can get in there.
Oh, I gotta shout some more people out now.
Okay, shout him out.
Shout out my dog Lot. He's a colleague of Reek's. He's the social media manager or one of the managers for the Jaguars. He's a real good dude. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of people that work for the Jaguars off of him. He keeps me around. You know what I'm saying? Like I shot the draft night at Daly's place because of him. Like I was like, hey, is this possible? Can we make this work? And he was like, all right, cool. There I met like the people from the news, Marcel, Chris Porter, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good guys in the like creative, like they're kind of older because they work for the news, they do that type of stuff, but it's still the same world. Like we still doing the same stuff. So for him to like be that cool to let me do that, like meant a lot to me. So I just want to shout him out for that. You know what I'm saying? Just letting me meet all them cool people. I really want to shoot like my one.
Is that how you got
goal,
into that signing deal?
Oh, so Reek put me onto that too. Like we was in the
Okay.
group chat. He was like, "Hey, this kid Jamie French, he goes to Mandarin. He's about to commit to Bama. Like y'all gotta be there." And I'm like, "Okay, bet." Like I don't know this kid.
Yeah.
But let's go do this. So when we got there, he actually had no media. Like it was like some media guys, but it wasn't like any
What?
actual. Yeah. So like we actually like really changed that experience for him. It was crazy.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad y'all were able to help him, and he got a little content from it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
The post that we made from him blew up.
Yeah,
Like,
it did.
People loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's special, man. That's a big deal, especially for that. You said he was signing.
Yeah. He's a junior. He's my grade.
Yeah.
So it's like
How crazy is that?
He's graduating next year.
Yeah.
So it's like
He's already
jeez.
getting ready to go. They
Yeah.
already got their hand on him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want all that. That's pressure right there. For real. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But yeah, it came to me while you were talking. The name of his, it was, and I know his screen name. It's something of no cap photography, something like that.
The come up cam?
Huh?
Is it the come up cam?
I don't know. No,
Oh.
it's cap something.
Okay.
Or I think it's no cap.
Mm.
I was like, what? What are you talking about? No cap? And he's like, no lie. And I was like, oh, okay. It's terms, man. I'm like,
yeah.
I said, do you see this? Like, we didn't say that, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with cap. But, you just got to learn it all. But I think that's his name. Anyways, I'll send it to you when I find it. I'm I still follow him. But, yeah, man, I mean, if I can set you up with him, maybe you can get out onto the field with the Jaguars,
Yeah, so I've actually been learning a lot about the business side of it lately. And it's like, before I kind of thought it was like, okay, I just meet people and then just get there. It's a little bit more complicated than that. But I feel like it's like with some more work, of course, I'll be able to do that. That's like my biggest like goal right now is like, I work enough to where I can get the vest and be on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of times too, and and this is something I preach about is access. You won't know if you can get the access until you ask.
Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed.
That's right.
At all.
100%. I mean, I preach that on my channel, and it's just something I talk about on the podcast a lot. For me, it was always I was like, nervous.
Yeah.
About doing that. Like, how do I want to do this, but how do I get started? How do I get
Yeah,
in there? I
right.
know I could do a good job.
Right.
But you got to. I mean, it wasn't until I started asking, hey, do you, just like this band I've been shooting, Sparks in the Garden. They went to First Coast Living. It's like a morning show on I think it's on WJXT. And I was like, they posted about it. And I was like, I texted them. I was like, hey, y'all need a photographer?
That's actually crazy because like that's how I kind of find the people that I look up to. Like for example, the the graphic designer for the Jaguars, Devin. I texted him like 3 times. It was like a paragraph. It was like, hey, my name is Kris. Like, I just love to talk to you because I love what you do.
Yeah.
He actually responded and was like, hey, like, that's cool. You young. Like, if you have any questions, let me know. And I was like, wow, like, these people, like, are actually tangible. And now, once I found that out, I was like,
they're
okay.
humans.
Yeah, like, they're like me. So it's like, oh.
Wait a minute. They breathe?
Like, I can actually do that. And that, like, really, without Reek, I wouldn't even thought that was possible because he was like, I'm seeing him with all these people. I'm like, okay.
How did you do that?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll literally like text people, like famous people, like, all right, bet. And like, if they don't respond, okay, they don't respond.
Yeah,
but, like,
it's the worst that can happen. They're gonna say yes.
Yeah, so it's like they either don't respond or I got the next gig. You know what I'm saying? So.
But that's the thing. You've got enough. I think your profile, it looks good.
Yeah.
So you've got enough to back it up. Like
right.
you know, it's almost like. If I wanted to be, you know, the reason I'm following these bands around, I'm trying to get around as many bands as I can because I want to start, you know, I want to have photos on my, you know, profile of bands that look good, and so it legitimizes me so that when a big band comes,
they like, okay,
I'll be like, hey. Can I need a press pass.
Yeah.
I want to get in the pit. I want backstage. You know, they'll say, okay, he's legitimate. He takes really good photos. This is his work. Perfect, you know, and they're either going to say yes or no, to your point.
Facts. And that was something that took a long, like, for me, it took a long time for me to learn that. But once I, like, actually went out and tried it and was like, okay, no. And I felt that. I was like, okay, bet.
Didn't hurt.
It was cool.
It bounced right off, Superman.
Yeah. It was like, all right, it's real life.
Yeah, and you just got to keep hitting them, line them up and hit them down, man. That's for sure. Don't stop doing that, man. Always reach out.
For sure.
100%.
Like, one of the things that, like, I tell people, like, there's nobody that like does what I do because like a lot of people, like I said, I have influence, like I can't deny that. So it's a lot of people that, for example, when I got a grill, like gold teeth, they would like I hear, oh, I want to do this now. So I'm like, okay, I don't want people around me that look like that. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. So when I picked up a camera, I started to see more people around me at my school. Oh, I want to do photography. They start getting cameras. So I'm like, okay. And then it was like, you're so good.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It's kind of like surreal. You kind of feel like
you're an influencer.
Yeah. So when I was
trendsetter,
a little bit. So when I would tell them, they're like, "You're so good, da da da," and I'm like, "You can be better than me. Like I don't want to be the best person in the room.
Right.
Like I feel like if I'm the most talented, the smartest in the room, then I gotta leave. Like I have the sponge has been soaked. Like I can't do anything.
Right. Yeah. That is facts, man. Yeah, you definitely have influence, and I think that's crazy, man. I mean, I think it's great, but I'm sure it's a weird feeling to have all those people, you know, following behind you and just trying to be Kris, you know.
It's
but
different for
there's
sure.
nothing wrong with it. You
Yeah,
know, as long as you use your power for good, you know.
Yeah, of course. I've had a couple crazy experiences, but do
you want to talk about them? Shall we
get
get into the crazy experiences?
I will not.
Okay.
Because it is absurd.
We'll take that offline.
But I don't know. Let me think. Like, I don't know. It just all happens so fast, and like I don't really think about stuff like that.
Right.
Like I focus more like on like if I had a choice to think about other stuff or like business, I'm gonna choose business all day. Like I don't really like, you know what I'm saying. Like it's just not, it doesn't interest me.
Right.
Like for example, like smoking and stuff is cool to like kids my age right now. It's like I have no problem with like cool. That's not what I want to spend my time doing right now.
Right.
Like I could, like, go say I want to start a business, and then starting a business would be more interesting than looking cool smoking to me.
Right.
So it's like, it's priorities for me for real.
I think that's part of your influence, though, is that you are genuinely who you are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that shines through. You don't try to put on and be someone that you're not.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, I mean, it's very rare that I see you without a smile. So, I mean, people are drawn to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's obvious. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the first time I walked in that the place, I'm gonna stop saying the name. You know, because until they, I mean, just give me some money, guys.
Facts,
you know, what I'm saying,
let's ink it. Let's get it in turn.
Brought to you by.
Yeah, I know. I might as well by this point. You know, but I give them a lot of airtime.
We can speak about that next too.
Okay.
Because I got some stuff I'm cooking up.
Word.
Can I say something real quick?
You may.
Just going forward, Kris, 2 things that stuck with me from my father growing up at a real young age. First was, Nobody can ever take your education away from you.
Right.
Remember that. And then there's also a difference between cockiness and confidence.
Oh yeah,
So
I had to deal
remember
with that a lot
too.
when I was young, cause
Yeah,
like I mistake my confidence for my like ego. And
Yeah.
it's like I still have a little bit of an ego now, but like I'm learning how to manage it.
I think it's okay to have there's a healthy amount of ego that you need to have.
Yeah, cause you gotta be like overconfident enough to put yourself in certain rooms.
Sure.
So if you don't have that, you'll kind of box yourself. But I feel like you gotta have enough of an ego to put yourself in a room, but also at the same time be emotionally intelligent enough to say, all right, I'm not like hot shit in this room. I gotta actually like work my way up.
Right. No, that's a great point. Like I said, healthy ego is good, but yes, you need to know to separate.
Yeah, you gotta
know,
separate you from
the
yourself.
work from the ego from yourself.
Yeah, all
And it
that.
all comes together in the
For
end.
sure.
But people see it, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first time I set foot in that place, I was looking. I just, because I didn't know anybody.
Yeah,
I didn't know anybody up there,
yeah,
and except the owners. I had met them prior. That's where I got these chairs.
yeah.
You heard that story. Anyways, but yeah, so I knew them, and they came and talked to me, and I'm just looking around, and I'm like, who's doing what? And you were like probably one of the first people there. I
Yeah.
have to assume.
Yeah,
And you were already working. You're like, who's here? Well, I need a model. Get over here. And you're just
yeah.
grabbing people and
Right.
going and I see you doing that, and it's nonstop
Yeah.
all night. Now, did y'all stay? the-
last time,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I had homework.
Yeah.
I had to make some merch. I was like, I cannot stay.
Yeah. I left at 8:00. So
Yeah, I was up till like 2:30 in the morning doing like AP history work that night
Mm.
because I was at that event.
True, that's when I woke up and went to work.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest idea.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking about the place, right? So
The place.
collab. I've been talking to John. I've been talking to Raymond. We're gonna set something up. I want to really like build a partnership with them. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I like their platform. I like what they do. But if we can like get it to terms, it'll be awesome. It'll be good for me. Like I was speaking to Will. Like I really like Will's platform. I like what
Yeah.
Will is doing. Like he's separated
This
himself.
is not a podcast. I love that, Will, by the way, if you're still watching.
Bro, like Will, I drew a lot of inspiration from Will because I seen he was like more than collab. Like it's no shade or anything collab,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like when people can be like employed to something and not get tied to it,
And
that's
separate
huge.
themselves from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I look at Will's page, I'm like, that's improv. Like that dude is him.
Yeah.
And then
He's
you look
just
at
using the space.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I really like look up to that type of stuff. So like I spoke to him and I was like, all right, boom, like I would like to like ink something with y'all, like, and it'll be like my first real like contract, and you know what I'm saying, getting something like really put in terms.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to sit down and talk about it, but you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I think that's what those guys are all about.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I had some kind of taquitos earlier, and they just came right back up on me. But I think that's what they're about, man. Like, they don't want, of course, they want their business to thrive.
Right.
But I think they want people to come in and use the space
Yeah, of course.
and make the space their own.
Mhm.
I think, that's that's the feeling that I get
Yeah.
from everybody up there.
Yeah.
And I've had nothing but good vibes from those guys.
Yeah.
Could be me. I try to look at the good in everybody.
Right.
I don't just automatically judge people and go,
Yeah. I get that from you too. It's like you're like, okay. Like
yeah. I'm usually pretty quiet at first. But
yeah,
when
like
I warm
I'm
up
the
to you-
same way.
yeah.
Like when I saw you, I was like, okay, like he just be in the back, he be chilling. But
Yeah.
like
every now and then
taking
I'll turn
photos.
around and
Yeah.
his lens is right there. Like,
yeah, so I was like, okay, that's like more so the same way. Like I kind of operate in spaces because like I gotta observe, I gotta like
yeah,
read the room, I gotta check the temperature.
yeah.
But that place is cool. Shout out Collab, you know what I'm saying? I've been to about 4 or 5 of their events, and every time I go, I'm just looking for different stuff. Like
Yeah.
the first time I went, I remember I was like, I gotta take pictures, I wanna meet people, I want to now like fast forward to 5th event, I'm more so just trying to like read the room, read people how they're reacting, like really like just study how they do business, because that's the direction I want
You
to
come
go.
with a plan now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at like, all right, I'll shoot my models, you know what I'm saying, network, follow a couple people, get a couple follows, but then like, all right, now I gotta like get some business done.
Yeah.
It's like I'm doing myself a disservice if I just go take 500 photos and don't come away with nothing, you know what I'm
Right. Well, that's my goal when I go there. I'm going to shoot some video. I'm going to make a little like video montage like
Yeah.
I do.
saying? Yep.
and I try to outdo myself every time.
Got to do that.
You know, I'm always fighting myself.
Every time.
I do. I told Jit, I was like, because he does the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, I said, dude, I'm trying to be better than you.
Right.
You know, and not in a mean way. Or
Yeah,
nothing,
just trying to up the content.
Yeah, I'm always trying to. It's competition. You know, I'm very competitive.
We got a lot of similarities,
yeah, absolutely.
bro.
And I think that's healthy competition is good. And when
Yeah,
you're
of
being
course.
if you're being a dick about it, you know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
like,
cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I think healthy competition is good. So, and I'm still learning with my video work.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still learning. You know, but I think it's good enough. And but it's I try to come away with at least one good solid frame.
Yep.
Just give me one, Lord,
Yeah.
give me one.
That's literally the exact sentence I was telling my guy AJ yesterday at the game. I was like, bro, I'm looking at the shots. I'm like, yeah, I got a standard, but like I gotta have that one that's just like, dang, like
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, you think back to all the most famous photos that you've ever seen. You know, I can't. Of course, as soon as I say that, my mind just goes.
Getty Images.
Well, Getty Images, they steal everybody's photos, but
True. Yeah. Whoop, whoa.
no, they don't steal photos. they've got a crew of people that shoot all the photos for them, so that but they're copyrighted, and then they sell them to you. But I mean, I'm just talking about like maybe it was a fighter, you know, a picture.
The most iconic photo that just comes to mind is that one Muhammad Ali photo.
Yeah,
Like,
that is a very iconic photo.
Yeah.
For sure. But it was just one frame.
Yeah.
That's the one frame.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always looking for at least one shot that's just better than all the rest.
Yeah.
And whether it's something I got to doctor and make a little,
Hey, it'd be a struggle, but to get that shot, like I'll export a photo, look at it, delete it.
Yeah.
Like I'll retouch it. Like I just had a photo earlier today. It was like a golden hour shot from the game, and I was like, it's too saturated. I gotta lower the highlights. And so I like freaked it, and then like went and did it again. I was like, all right, yeah, I like this.
Do you ever do that after you send it to a client?
Yes, I did it once.
And then you're like, throw that out.
Yeah. It was like I've only like really done it once with a client. So it was actually like at a collab event. So I was it was Abigail. So I sent her like a photo, but like I had went with the healing brush and like made the eyes like really bright because it was like a really tight photo of her face. And I was like, I didn't look at the shadows under her eyes.
Oh dear Lord.
And I was like, oh yeah, no, don't use that.
Yeah.
And then I went and changed it and sent it back to her. So it was like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
But that was scary because I was like, yeah, nah, we not gonna do that again.
If that was like a wedding or a paying, you know, client.
And that's why I go to the collab events with that mindset because I'm like, all right, I have more stuff that I want to try out.
It's perfect. It's like a comedian going up for a 15-minute spot. You know, they're working it out. They're working out their material.
Facts.
You go to these collab events and you practice your craft.
Yeah.
And
you've got the skills.
You got all these models that are. I mean, and it's the coolest thing.
It really is. It's really dope.
Yeah, because this is why I'm not like a model photographer because I've always felt. I'm like, I don't want to be creepy. I don't want to reach out to people on Instagram or whatever. It's just weird. I do it now. You know, I'll do it. You know, but I try not to.
Right.
But so I'm like, how, you know, and again, it's that question I used to ask myself that we just talked about is how do you get the access? You have to ask.
Yeah.
So at some point you just have to ask.
Right.
But with collab,
you
really got to just hey, come on, get up here.
Yeah, nah, it's a dope experience. Like I remember going home, I was like, like what was that?
Mind blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, like just to see like all of those people like with their fashion and stuff, like it inspired me a lot to like Horace, bro. Like do you know the model Horace?
Horace.
He's he wears the do-rags. He's like
if I saw him, I probably would.
Yeah, but he wore like an outfit one time, and I took a picture of it, and I was like I was in a time where I wanted to like transform my style, like with my clothes and stuff, to more better fit like who I am.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need that. So like I went and just like I would look at the picture every night, like, oh, okay, I like this little aspect, this little aspect.
Right.
So it was like the shoes that he had on, and I was like, that's what it is. So I got the shoes, and like literally at the last collab event, we had the same shoes on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I was like, bro, like you inspired me
a lot of people have my same shoes. I just wear Vans. I'm
I got like 7 pairs of Vans in my closet right now.
I got 2.
Hey,
I get a new pair of black and white ones like about every 8 months.
Yeah.
When they wear out, I'm like,
Hey,
throw them in the trash. I go
gotta
get a
keep
new
it
pair.
simple. Gotta keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm so simple.
Yeah.
I'm basic as they come, man. I'm just like I said, but this ain't about me.
Bro, nah, that's what I really enjoy about a lot of people. Like they like, cause I feel like with people, they look at me like I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I really don't. I'm the same way like you. I'm simple, and I feel like when people try to make things more complex and do like, it just takes the whole creative side out of it, because you're just trying to fit an image. And I feel like the simple part is what makes it unique. Like, it's what makes the art, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, well, it makes it your art.
Yeah, and it gives it individuality, because it's like, I find a lot things that I've done in a short amount of time, like I put effort into it, but like I maybe spent 30 minutes on it. I'll go back and be like, damn, like I can never recreate that ever, like at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then you'd be chasing that.
Yeah, I've definitely done that a lot. I'm like, but I want to do that again. No, I don't. Nope, not happening.
That's why you save everything you do. You save that, make it a preset.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Do it, man. Yeah, for sure. Patty, anybody?
No, we're just
Wrong one. There you
wrong
go.
one. Whoa.
He unmuted
No,
the
we're
wrong
just
mic.
chilling right now. We're at an hour 26.
Get out of town.
6 likes. If you're listening right now though, drop a like, drop a view,
Yes,
drop a
sir.
subscribe.
I'm about to clip this whole podcast stuff.
clip
Oh,
it.
I will too.
drop your handles, shout outs, anybody you want, Chris. I know you shouted out your dad.
Oh yeah.
OG right there.
Bro.
But yeah, take it away.
Let me see. I shouted out a lot of
You
people.
did
already.
shout out a lot of people.
But they got me here. I'm the reason. Like, they're the reason I'm here right now.
Right.
Like, all of them guys, bro. So I mean, really, just everybody who creates, everybody who sees me, I see y'all too. Like, I wanna just keep building the community up, cause like we're all so different, and I feel like we all use like media to kind of like show that. So
Yeah.
I feel like when we get to do that, it's special. It's not like just a regular thing. I feel like people try to put it like, oh, you just taking pictures. No, it's like a feeling that I had inside
Right.
of me when I took this picture, and when I put those edits on there, that's how like it touches the soul.
Came from your heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I just want to keep everybody uplifted, keep the energy up, and just keep building.
Well, when you get near the top area before you shoot out into outer space, man, don't forget the little people. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
all.
literally like that, like, bro, comments like that is so like common right now, but I'm just like, I appreciate it all.
You know, but that says something.
Yeah.
It really does. It says that there's a lot of people that see all the potential inside of you.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said earlier, and I watch
Yeah.
a lot of people. I'm an observer,
Yep.
and not to be creepy, not weird, not like I'm not like, hey. I'm just like, that guy's got the juice. This girl's got it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But I you can feel it. People
Yeah.
can feel it in the room. That's why when I go in that place,
Mhm.
there's like people
Yeah.
around you,
Yeah.
like congregating.
I'm really more the same way. Like, I operate off of like energy, like with the, like, I'm a big kind of like, I don't want to call it theory type of person, but like just like concepts, like good energy, karma, that type of stuff. But like, I feel like with my energy, I try to like with my impressions, I try to give everybody a good first impression, because like they're gonna, at some point they're gonna return that energy back, whether it's,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying, like conversation, they might make jokes. It's just healthy, and in that healthy relationship, you never know where it can go.
Yeah.
So it's like, just to always keep that positive energy is like super big for me.
And it's going up. It's going that way.
Yes, sir. Even when it's not, I still try to keep it going up. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to start wrapping it up, man.
For sure.
2x dot visions. And then
Yeah.
endless. It's just endless visions, right? Or is it 2x
So, okay.
world? 2x world,
The
my
two
bad.
handles, we got 2x.
All right. Yeah, you got to help
visions.
them out.
2x dot visions is my business Instagram, and then we got 2x underscore WRLD with 3 underscores. That's my main page. That's where you're gonna see a lot of my face, a lot of my stuff, videos, and all that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Shout out Stingray Football. Shout out Hard Knocks AC. Yeah, we finna take over.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks guys for watching, and thank you, Chris, for coming on.
sir.
Thanks, Chris Senior, for bringing him.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for my merch, man. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
that. And we will see you in the next one. See ya.
Yeah.